Hola from the west side. It's me, DC the Purple Diva, and it is time for Not So Random Chat. So go grab your coffee, your tea, or whatever your libation is tonight, and let's start to talk about whatever we want to. I'll be right with you guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh. Yards is tripping. StreamYards is tripping. Hopefully you guys can see me. Hola from the west side. Let me just bring myself up on my channel and see if y'all can see me because again we dealing with the ish from StreamYard. Okay, so you guys can see me. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday, y'all. Um, it's been a crazy week, y'all. Um, on YouTube, and it's been a crazy week for me in life because today I went to the viewing um for a homegoing for tomorrow of a friend of mine that I've known since college, who was a victim of the Delta variant, unfortunately. And I cannot stress how important it is. And you guys can hear me, I hope. I think you can. I think you can. I think you can. Let me see. I'm dropping stuff over here. But I think you guys can hear me. It looks like you can hear me. Yeah. I can see this. You can hear me. Okay. So I can't stress enough how important it is for people to social distance. Um, Most importantly, social distance, um, especially if you're indoors. And I know there are a lot of people who don't agree, but if you live someplace where it is mandated, please, please, please wear your mask. Wear two. Um, there was a recent event on the East Coast where people got infected, and 346 of those people were vaccinated, but they still were positive and spread. All right, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. StreamYards is acting really weird today. And my sound, I just muted it and I didn't mute myself. Thanks, Joe. So I put up that that one from us today because it's been really crazy. I would say over the last week. And we've had 2 pull-ups in the last week. The last one happened a couple of days ago. And it could have ended very, very badly. But it did not. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. But since said quote unquote pull up, the party who was pulled up on has just felt embrazened to get on here and be totally disrespectful to women, Black women in particular, which is my issue with this person in the first place. But nonetheless, there's a lot of commentary out there in regards to it. There's plenty of videos out there in regards to it. I happen to mod for one of the individuals that was involved in it. And I'm glad that she's safe and everything's cool and everything. But, this is exactly the kind of things that I was talking about in that cyber bully and my keyboard bandit cyber bully video. This is exactly what I was talking about people doing a whole lot of rah-rah on the internet. And then, other people involved take it personally and this stuff starts spilling off of the internet. Let me see what you guys, let me see what you're saying. You know what? I can't even stand TS. But I heard that he was, doing what he does. But like Cookie said, if she is his content as big a YouTuber as he supposedly is, why he talking about some little YouTuber in the Black sector, talking about, something happening with us minor players on this platform? He has issues with Black women as well. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm also not surprised at the further disrespect that the individual that the pull-up was done on has continued to do. And unfortunately, I don't think that situation is over only because he's going to continue to do stuff. But I think that we won't be seeing a lot of online interaction. I pray, because he don't even deserve 2 cents of attention from anybody, like that. It 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 should never, in my opinion, never get to the point that people feel that they have to pull up on somebody to stop behavior that's going on the internet. It should never get to the point where people are brandishing weapons on the internet and off in regards to something that supposedly started on the internet. And I mean, even though these are, things that we know about because, it's happening in the part of the platform that we frequent, this unfortunately is not the first time that things like this have come to that point. Now, my opinion of whether it should have spilled off of the internet, absolutely not. Um, I don't think that she should have put her life at risk for this low life, in my opinion. But I understand what her frustration was, and I'm just glad that it didn't end up being a bad situation. Now, things that I've been working on in the background while all of this stuff has been going on, I am working on I'm working on two videos. But I think the first one I'm going to put out there is going to be in regards to Black women's mental health because um, and I'm not going to be talking about bipolar in this particular vlog because bipolar is a chemical imbalance. That's I'm talking about like depression and chronic depression and because in our community we don't like to go to therapists and but there's a lot of us that need to go to therapy to help us to work out our issues, to help us to understand why we're in a sad place. So I'm gonna be doing putting out a coffee talk on that. It'll probably be out next week because I'm gonna be doing a lot of work on it over the weekend. Um, but I really, you know, there's plenty out there on mental health. I'm just going to put my own thing in there and also talk about my own experience, with therapy. So let me take a swig of this water. I know there are a lot of people who are live tonight. So shouts out to the replay crew who gonna come through and listen to this on the back end. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone who always comes through and supports my channel. Um, but yeah, I know there's a lot going on. I've watched the replays of multiple channels talking about all the different aspects, because when things happen over here now, because of the quote unquote merge of the sectors, you have a lot of people that didn't know about all this stuff and weren't involved in all this stuff, putting their 2 cents in. And, it's really hard to speak on it if you weren't around, even if you think you know everything, you know? That's why, what I'm saying is just simply from my own observations and my own opinion. And we all have our own opinions. All have our own opinions. But yeah, I'm not gonna watch TS. I heard about it though. I heard about it. But I know how he's gonna talk. I mean, and the way that he talks about black women when he don't like them or whatever. I don't need to sub, subject myself to that. That's why I be over here burning my sage and trying to say namaste throughout. Because I think, with everything that's going on, there are some people who might need to step away for a minute, or not engage, you know, because it's just a lot of stuff going on. And here's my thing. A lot of people have good content when they're not involved in this stuff. And so I think that if everyone was just doing their content and not worrying about what everybody else was doing, it would be fine. Hey, Mahogany, how are you? I've been catching the replays of your interviews, sis. Thank you for coming through. Hey, Darren. That my thing is that if people, would just concentrate on themselves and not what somebody else is doing, even if this is somebody who is your quote unquote op, and you had issues with them in the past, at some point, everybody should just, it should just move on. I know everyone's not mature enough to do that. The problem is they do become way too invested. And I'm not even talking about the people who are involved. There are other people that become who become invested, and then they antagonize and egg on situations. I mean, with all of the stuff that happened, it's unfortunate that Cookie and Jazzy have parted ways. I really think that that's unfortunate, but I ultimately think that that's what the third party wanted. I ultimately think that they wanted them to not get along, or to not team up. I ultimately think that they did not want Cookie's involvement, unfortunately. So you got your wish, but I think you got more than you bargained for. Because I can't respect men that always are picking fights with women, but won't pick a fight with a man, or won't stand up to men. If they have an issue with men, they just don't deal with them. And I'm talking about on this freaking platform. In real life, that's not the way people operate. But on here, and see, that's part of the issue. Because why are men all up in women's things? I just didn't get that. But now he's gonna have to deal with Suge, who is really, ultimately why he and Cookie had issues. That's part of the reason, so it'll be interesting. Because I don't know why all y'all scared or shook. I know. I have watched around in this space people not speaking to each other, and then the next minute they are speaking to each other, or people who are really good really good friends on the platform, because the majority of us do not know people outside of the platform. They've been friends for years on the platform, and then suddenly they're not. I mean, that's the situation that's going on with the Viper Pit. I mean, and I'm just watching some crazy stuff going on, and I'm just like, dang. Because I mean, me personally, I used to enjoy going to the Viper Pit and just chilling and just laughing or whatever, and I still do. It's just different, and then some of the conversations in there are very man hating, and it could be according to their experiences. Okay, that's not my experience, and I'm older, and I'm not. Oh, thank you so much. Just got paid. It's Friday night. Party's jumping. Feeling right. Just got paid. Thank you for the super chat, Darren. But you guys, I mean, it said people throw around the word friend. Well, here's the thing. Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. I know people on here, but unless I've actually met you in real life and we've actually, had a way to form it, me. This is just me, okay? You're an associate, but I can't call somebody a friend that I don't actually know in real life. But that's me. That's me. You know, maybe I'm different. So, and I don't call everybody my friend, even in real life. I don't. I My circle of friends, of people who I truly consider my friends, is small. Now I've got a large circle of people who are associates, and I think we all do. You're a member of the friendship fraternity. Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. Like I, I mean, Darren, you know this the same as I do. In even in my sorority, I have I have people who are my sorors, and then there's people who are deltas. Okay, the sorors are my sisters. The deltas are just other people who are members of the same organization, but I don't have that connection with them, or they're not very sisterly in the first place. So friendship is essential to the soul. I I am still friends with my best friends are all on the East Coast. One of my friends I have known since I was 5, okay? And she was 6. My other friends, I met them in high school, and we've been friends since high school. And then I have some friends who are my friends from college. And most of the ones who are my friends from college are, people who I might have taken class with, or people who were in some of the Greek organizations because, in college, once you're Greek, that's generally who you associate with. And speaking of that, that's how I happened to meet the my friend who's um homegoing I'm going to tomorrow. I met him in college, and he became a member of the church that I go to, you know, when we were still young as well. I mean, we've both been at that church for over 25 years. He'd been at the church for 25 years. He's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and I dated several Kappas when I was in undergrad. Plus, I was a Kappa sweetheart. But I knew him because he was in a line. He was in the Kappa line that the Kappa chapter that was an Upsilon, like my Delta chapter was the Upsilon chapter of Delta. So, we did stuff with their particular chapter. Some of them and some of the brothers that were from the chapter at USC, which is Beta Omega. So, but I know we're in the age of social media and everything, and even during the pandemic, people were forced to do a lot of their socializing online, and the younger generation, for them, it's just normal. But to me, it still is not the same as friendships in real life, socializing in real life. I to me, it doesn't come to the same level of somebody I would truly call a friend. And I mean, that's, but I'm old school. I mean, by the time social media, as far as, like people meeting online and everything, most of us were adults at that point. And I mean, shouts out to the Crimson Kira. She did a live earlier today talking about social media and talking about addiction to social media. But yeah, we've gone through multiple types of social media that led up to the YouTubes and the Facebook. I mean, there was a time where you had Black Planet and which had all these different chat rooms and stuff that people met in. And but even with that, most people eventually meet in real life, and then it becomes a genuine connection, a real connection, in my opinion. But I understand we all we like certain content creators, and we do develop a type of relationship with different content creators on the platform. Oh yeah, MySpace. I had a MySpace page. On MySpace, that's where I met like other people that were in the entertainment industry, like DJs and artists and stuff. I met Raheem Devon on MySpace. One of my favorite singers. But and he even I don't know if it's still in existence, because I haven't been to it in a while, but he created his own social media platform as well. So I mean, you've got all of these different platforms out there where people are communicating virtually, but to me, a virtual friendship is not the same as a real life friendship. It can't be. You know, unless you live in the same city or travel to the same city, you know, it's always going to be virtual. Now, virtual friendship can become a real friendship, but at some point, in my opinion, you have to meet in real time for that to be established. You know, but in the case of uh, you know, Cookie and Jazzy, I don't. I think that they had respect and cared about each other, and I think that they still do. I don't think there's any beef or anything. That's my opinion. You know, I just think that um maybe it was just time, you know, because you know there are people, there are people on this platform who would like nothing more than to see Cookie locked up again, you know? And you know, I don't think that she's, you know, I don't want to see her in that situation. Hey Tracy, thank you for coming to say hello. Thank you, Felicia, the Lockhart perspective. That's my friend. Now that's my friend in real life. We actually know each other. Okay? We know each other in real life. It's not this internet friend stuff, you know? Um, she and I sang in the same choir for years. For years. Felicia, I don't know if you remember Rod. I don't know if you remember Rod. That was an usher, and he became an elder a couple of years ago, sis, but he transitioned. And the homegoing for him is tomorrow. The homegoing for him is tomorrow. I went to the viewing today. Y'all, he just looked like he was sleeping. He looked like he was sleeping, you know. Um, anything in regards to, you know, the Delta variant, you couldn't see it on the outside of him. He just looked like he was sleeping and he was just waiting to wake up, you know, for the Lord. Yeah. And, you know, y'all, those of us over 50, even, you know, let me just say, even if you are being super careful and doing everything that you should do, there's still a possibility, you know? Because me and him, we're the same age. So, yeah. And I've known him since college, you guys. I've known him since I was 20 years old. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did, Felicia. I'm like, I saw him at church one Sunday. The next Sunday, he was gone. And I'm going to say, and this is what our pastor is thinking, that this is a demonic attack on our ministry right now, because he was one of her armor bearers. Two of her armor bearers and her head of security all came down with this. And all three were in the hospital, and praise the Lord, the other two made it out and are home recovering, but Rod did not. Like a week, y'all. A week, y'all. You hear what I'm saying? A week. He transitioned on the 18th of this month. I saw him the Sunday before that at church on his post. Y'all don't hear me though. I don't know if he had the vaccine or not, to be honest with you. Because, most people are very private about whether they did or not. But I think that he did because he was an essential worker. And my understanding is it got into his lungs. You guys, every day pray about the fact that you can breathe, that God gives you the breath of life. It really, really is not, you guys. I'm like, this is not the first person. And ironically, this is the second member of Kappa Alpha Psi that I know that succumbed to this. Ironically. No, my church did not open back up until after. We didn't open back up until after they said we could. And even though they told us we could go to full capacity, we still have not. We have been on the 6 feet or 10 feet apart, masked up the whole time, mandatory. Everybody, temperature check at the door. So the 3 people that did not contract it at church. We barely have. I think we might have 25% of our church coming to church. The majority of our church is watching church on live stream. And for the home going tomorrow, because we are still in this situation, especially here in LA County, where it's over 1,000 people in the hospital now. They're encouraging as many of us as possible to not come if we, so that they can get as many of the family in there as possible. But we don't even think we can accommodate everyone. There's going to be people that are going to be outside on chairs, or in the overflow room or at the gym, watching it on the telemonitor. That's the only thing that they thought that they could do. Really, really, Tracy? My dad did not get sick at all. He got both of the vaccines. He got a little, his arm was sore after he got it, but that was all. But there are some people that I know that were fully vaccinated and ended up in the hospital. I mean, I have a friend, that was in Vegas, and He ended up in the hospital with COVID again, because I think he had gotten COVID before, got vaccinated, then got COVID again, and he had underlying conditions. But thank God he's finally on the mend and everything. But this is no joke. Yes, it's going to be at the church, and they're going to live stream it on Zoom. If you Felicia, if you go to the church's Facebook page, it'll have the link for it for people to go to the Zoom, or they may just have it on BAM's cm.org. But it's going to be live streaming. I'm assuming that they're Zoom live streaming it. And he became an elder like 3 years ago. And Pastor really had to talk him into it, because Rod was, he wasn't even trying to be on it. Really? That's good, Tracy. It's this is serious. I mean, we can hypothesize about what it really is. It doesn't matter what it really is. It's killing people, and people are getting very sick from it. And in some of these situations, it's even with taking all the precautions. So I'm at the point where, going out into like restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, outside of going to church and going to, like, the grocery store and, places I need to go, I'm still not at the point that, I'm going to be going out to a restaurant, or, or God forbid, a movie theater. And you guys know that, like, Disney has now made it is now everyone that works for them must be fully vaccinated or don't come back. That's their message. I think, and this is just me hypothesizing, my theory, and I've said this before, is that it's going to come to a point where they're going to force everyone who can get the vaccine to get vaccinated, because they're now looking at, well, maybe we're not, our strategy is not the best strategy for this particular variant. I'm not saying that we're gonna close everything back up again, because once it's open, it's open. They can't even try to do that again, But I think that they're gonna make it very difficult for people to not be vaccinated. And, that's unfortunate, because there are people who can't get vaccinated. And then there are people who choose not to get vaccinated for whatever reason. And there's a large percentage of Black people that choose not to. And we all know why. We all know why. I don't think that we're ever, as a people in this country, going to trust medicine fully. Probably why all my doctors have always been black. If they're not black, then I guess I'm not going to have a doctor. I don't. I prefer not to go to a doctor that's not black. But you can't even trust all of them. Because they think that we have higher tolerances for pain. Some of us do, but not all of us. They think that we make bigger deals out of things when we're sick. We have to be almost dying for someone to believe that we're actually sick. And that it's not in our head. It is problematic. Disney, and it's not just in the theme park. It's everywhere. Anywhere. So, this is Disney worldwide that they're doing this. It's not just in their theme park. It's worldwide in Disney. But I believe that Amazon is potentially trying to. Hey, Cass! I believe that Amazon is potentially trying to do something. Google as well. And we all know about the NFL. NFL is talking about that all of the players have to be fully vaccinated. They're not even dealing with being negative. They're like, nope, fully vaccinated. So and the question is, can you, they're forcing them to do this. I don't, what's the consequences if they choose not to? Are we going to have a season full of third and fourth string players because they're the only ones who decided to get the vaccine? I know that the NBA tried to do that, and we see how that worked. It didn't happen. But the NFL is different, y'all. Yes. Revelations 13:17. You are right. There's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on. And here's my thing. Whether your decision is to, be covered by a vaccine or covered by the blood, either way, you need to be safe. Either way. Because as we see, you can still get something, even if you have it, if you are reckless. Some places say that if you don't get the vaccine, yeah, that's what they're doing. I think that's what they're doing, like with this. I believe that's what the state of California is doing. I believe that state employees have to be, they either are fully vaccinated or they have to go through rigorous, testing like weekly to make sure that they're negative. And I believe that that's similar to what they're doing at the is it the UC? It's either the UC or the Cal States. The schools are, I don't know if they can trickle that down to the schools, primary and secondary. I don't, because then you have to deal with the teachers unions. But I know that There's hospitals that are putting it in place. I'm just saying, y'all, I work from home, so I don't go into the office. So there's no reason for, you know, my employer doesn't need to know anything. You know what I mean? And since I work from home, they can't make me do anything. Work from home. But I don't know. My company just came out with their in the office policy. I haven't even looked at it. I guess I need to look at it in case I do have to go to an office on occasion, because occasionally we do have to go to offices, but mostly we don't. I know. You know what, Tracy? I felt I was really afraid about my son getting it. Um, because you know he has autism, and I believe that the MMR is one of the reasons why he is autistic, and he's never gotten any of these other, like he'd never gotten a flu shot or anything because I don't do those. But be, with this, it was not, it was not totally my decision in regards to him, and because he was going to be around his father, who has to expose himself because of his job, I, I felt more comfortable. Plus, his dad went with him when he had to get the 2 shots. But, you know, if they come up and start talking about a booster, good luck. Good luck with getting my son to take another shot. That's all I'm saying. Good luck. And that's what they're starting to talk about that. They've been talking that talk about that. And like they already have them ready. But y'all don't hear me though. They already have boosters ready. They had the boosters ready when they started putting out the original vaccine. But y'all do not hear what I'm saying. Hey, Jack. Alex, I'll take the COVID-19 for 500, please. I mean, they say that if you have the vaccine, that if you get it, it won't be as bad. But we don't know that. We can only hope that. And the thing is that some people, I believe that some people's systems, their bodies, are better equipped to fight it off. And that's why they don't get the variants. And that's why they walk around asymptomatic. Everybody's body is different. My son had no reaction at all, Tracy, none at all. But he's an adult, but I watched him too. And I kept asking him, make sure everything was, make sure he was okay. But he didn't have any reaction. His father did. But I think that his father got sick because he had COVID before he got the vaccine. That's what I think. But I'm not a doctor. I just tell people that we need to follow the protocol. And even if you think it's silly to put on a mask, do it to amuse for the people who believe that we all need to be masked up. I myself am not probably going to be going in closed social settings for quite some time. You know, I don't think it's going to happen this year. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know, we're all spread out in the church. I'm telling you. I if there are 50 people in the sanctuary on Sunday, you know, because you know our pastor is taking it seriously. You know, I mean, I know there are other churches that crowding everybody in and everything. You know, they may not be doing that so much now, but nobody has gotten anything in our sanctuary. Knock on wood. Thank you, Lord. Not, you know. I mean, we changed everything. We don't even pass the collection plate for offering. You put it in you can put it in that mail slot. No laying on of hands. You got to lay hands on yourself. No shaking hand. I mean, I'm serious. That it's to that point. And my pastor, she said that until God tells her differently, this is the way it's going to be. And she said that when she first opened us back up. So, you know, I mean, if I wasn't going physically into the sanctuary on Sundays, I would be watching it on Zoom. She's going to continue to do it on Zoom. We, for like about a month, we tried to have the whole choir be able to sing, but you know, now after we lost Rod, pastor's like, you know, even though it didn't happen at the church, but because you know, people are still getting sick, she just doesn't want to take any chances. So the only people that are singing are 6 people, maybe 7, because we have a 7th mic. But I mean, and we were doing it with, you know, people standing on the sides, you know, still, but we're just not going to do it. You know, one of these days, God is going to drop down a beautiful audio system in there so that we have mics for everyone. So it doesn't matter where we are in the sanctuary. We can all be on mic singing from everywhere to the highest praise. Oh, some people are getting a placebo. That's crazy. See, that's something you have to worry about. You have to really be concerned about. If you're taking it, are you really getting it? Are you really getting, you know, it? So if you feel nothing, you have to wonder, did you get the placebo? Wow, that's wicked. That's diabolical. That is diabolical that they're doing something like that. That's diabolical. You know. And I say diabolical because I think that's more than demonic. The newlywed game, fellas. Oh, you're so funny. Jack, you're so silly. I am too. The craziness. Because you guys, like, while all this stuff is going on, you know, in the streets of YouTube, in the streets of real life, Do you guys not see how the crime rates are going up everywhere? In Philadelphia and Chicago. Like Philadelphia, I'm like, Chicago. Those two cities. I mean, it's crazy. And people are doing what they want, as far as where they going, because everything's open. What you gonna do? How you gonna stop people from, you know? And that is why people need to still be vigilant. Like I told you guys on Wednesday, toilet paper seems to be at a premium again. It seems to be at a premium. They're clearing those shelves. So, just in case you think you might need some things, I suggest that you stock up on some things. Things that you might need that might not be available. Because clearly people think we're going to run out of toilet paper, so they're going to make that happen again. I know the stuck inside thing, no, you can't be stuck inside. I mean, of course that's part of why we have all this stuff that's blowing up on the platform, because people were stuck inside for a year, couldn't go anywhere. Now they can. And everybody who was just behind a computer screen before ain't just behind a computer screen no more. But no, we got to get. Too many people have vitamin D deficiencies right now from not going outside for almost 18 months. No, I don't. I'm saying get out, get fresh air. Just don't be around a whole bunch of people that you don't know. If you can help it, I know a lot of people thought this was going to be a hot girl summer and all that stuff. But the only thing people need to be worrying about right now is being safe. So that you're here, being happy and being healthy. Hot girl summer. So, after being cooped up all winter, I understand that. But you see what's going on. It's just a slowly happening right now. But it could potentially ramp back up, because we do know that, we don't have this quote unquote herd vaccination that they were aiming for at a national level. It's not happening. So I don't know how the country is planning on, tackling what is going on within our, borders in regards to this. But I don't think they're going to close everything down again. That's just not going to happen. You have too many people who are anarchists who would lose it. We already have a lot of people who are ticking time bombs, mental health wise, coming out of this. So definitely don't want to have anybody have to go back into. Let me see what you guys are saying. You just left to take an EpiPen. Well, in my house, we have Benadryl. Because did I not say my son does not like needles? However, he has an allergic reaction to fish. Not all seafood, just fish. He loves fish. I cannot even have fish in the house because he loves fish. For that very reason, I can't have it here. It's more like a hot mess summer. You're right about that. It's been crazy, you guys. And I I just think that people need to think about what they're saying online to other people. I just wish that people would not, the doxing and all of that stuff has a whole lot to do with why a lot of this stuff is going sideways. But hey, Jassie's still on her tour. And, other people are hopefully, doing what they do. And hopefully this other situation, from the day for yesterday doesn't become as exasperated again. God, I got rented lips. Let me come online, you guys. Let me see if I can find my mouse. Find my mouse and come on screen so y'all can see me. All right. I think you guys can see me. Of course, am looking at a black screen. So let me see what it looks like. Okay. So you guys can see me. See, I'm looking at a black screen, but I know you guys actually can see me. Hey guys, StreamYards is tripping once again. I'm looking at a black screen where my face should be. So I know the camera's right there. So I'm going to just say, hey everybody. David is not here right now. I mean, he's here, but he's not down here. He's upstairs. I think he's sleeping. And he's going to be mad, you guys. He's going to be so mad that he did not come downstairs to say goodbye to you guys. But it's just going to have to be that kind of way tonight. But thank you guys for sitting here with me and just going through this stuff. It is really getting serious. This weekend I am going to be going to my friend to say goodbye. Hopefully I'll get in tomorrow, but I did go to the viewing today. So I did say goodbye to him if I'm not able to get into the church tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get there early so that I can, but I know that they're going to make sure that all of the family gets in. Then once they're seated, then they'll figure out who else can fit in there. And because they've taken most of Helps Ministry off of our posts. I'm not on my post right now. I don't get to sing at church. Well, I do, but just not up there in front of everybody using my gift. But I'll do it from my seat. I will be sitting in the congregation. That's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, because I'm used to being a part of the, interest into the holy place at church. But I will see you guys. I will be back on live on Monday. I am going to be working on that mental health coffee talk. I'll have that out sometime next week. I'm going to go ahead and release my Amazon Prime video. It's done. I'll release it sometime over the weekend. And if I can figure out how to turn my membership on, I'm going to turn my membership on. I tell you guys, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I'm pretty computer savvy. So I have reached out to YouTube. So hopefully somebody will get back to me. Anyway, you guys, I will see you guys on Monday in real time. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Everybody be safe, be safe, be safe. Care about yourself and you being safe and living to see another day. Because we don't know. We just don't know, with what's going on. I pray that it doesn't go back to what it was before, but maybe God is trying to tell us something, because clearly we didn't learn anything the last time. Everything's just gone back to what it was like before, like the last year and a half didn't happen. That's not right. Anyway, guys, I'll see you guys. Peace.